Good evening, good afternoon, good morning from wherever you're watching around the world on huntthefront.tv, and welcome to everyone here that is assembled at I-75 Raceway. We're about 3 miles west of Sweetwater, Tennessee, and I-75, and a good crowd rolling into the Speedway right now. Tier parking is just about full on the first level, so they got second, third, fourth, and fifth level to go. Got some campers up there. A full pit area. We got jam-packed full of cars, as tonight is night 2 of championship weekend for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series and the United Sprint Car Series. Winged Outlaw Sprint Cars, a rare opportunity to have super late models and Winged Outlaw Sprint Cars on the same track on the same night. My name's Roby Helm, and I'm joined in the booth by Tommy Rowe. Nathan Waddell will be joining us in the pit area. Thomas Montgomery working the local divisions tonight for I-75. So got a good crew here on hand. And Tommy Rowe, good to be back here at I-75. We saw some great action last night. Looking for more of the same here tonight. $20,000 to win for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series.
$20,000 to win, but more importantly, we got $50,000 to give away as well to crown a Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series champion. $25,000 going to second place in the series, so a whole lot of money to be given out here tonight. Championship night for both the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series and the USCS Sprint Cars. Terry Gray getting ready to wrap up his 16th USCS National Championship as well. What a impressive feat by him coming into tonight. Also want to give a special birthday shout out to Pete Walton in the pits here tonight, celebrating his 29th birthday for the 45th consecutive year.
The world's oldest teenager, Pete Walton. He'll get in the truck tonight and drive back to his home in Fayetteville, Georgia. He'll have AC/DC jamming on the stereo. He'll have it going on.
Oh, yeah, Pete, he's quite the character and does a great job. The USCS Sprint Car Series getting ready to wrap up their 28th season here tonight at the I-75 Raceway with the USCS Outlaw Thunder Tour. They have 16 USCS drivers in the pits as well. Going to be a fantastic night in all of divisions as we're getting ready to go hot lapping here in just a moment as you see the cars forming up right there in the pit area.
Got a great group of drivers in all divisions tonight. We have got, I believe, we got National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famers. We've got National Sprint Car Hall of Famers. So, we got a lot of talent out there tonight and some good, young, up-and-coming drivers.
Yeah, we got royalty all over the pit area and the late models and sprint cars. And 105 race cars in the pits combined throughout the 6 classes that are here tonight. And like you said, including 32 of those Hunt the Front super late models getting ready for action later on this evening. 16 sprint cars, got 23 604s. Man, this is going to be an awesome night. Great way to close out the season with the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series.
Brandon Overton comes into tonight. Hasn't mathematically sewed up the championship yet. 78 points separating him and Ashton Winger out of Hampton, Georgia. So Big Sexy out of Evans, Georgia, looking to get that $50,000 championship tonight. And if he comes out and completes one lap of qualifying, that's an automatic 48 points, and that'll seal the deal for Brandon Overton.
Yeah, Overton, man, he had a fast race car last night. Actually took the lead in the main event last night here at the I-75 Raceway, and Heartbreak City struck once again for the 76 crew as he cut down a right rear tire about midway through the race and ended pretty much any chance he had of winning the race. Did go to the tail end of the field. Did come back to an 8th place finish last night after restarting 18th, but not the way he had planned. We'll got a whole new night here tonight. $20,000 online, pays a little bit more money. He'll try it again here tonight and see how he does.
Yeah, I said he comes out and completes one qualifying lap. And that's not always the case for Brandon Overton because where was it, Thunder Hill Raceway? He came
Thunder
out
Hill.
And through the infield. He was in the staging line to come out to qualify, pulled out on the racetrack and cut down a tire, right front tire, and didn't get to qualify.
Yeah, unfortunately, if you're lined up in the staging, Hunt the Front rules, you're lined up in staging, ready to qualify, and you cannot complete your qualifying attempt. You cannot go change your tire. You cannot go work on your race car. And his night was done just like that in qualifying. He had to come from the deep in the field, one of his heat races that evening, and made it a little bit more difficult. So, like you said, just because you have to make one lap in qualifying, it is not a given. You can do anything can happen in those pit areas coming to the racetrack, and we found that out a couple of weekends ago.
Ashton Winger in second place. And, I mean, if he doesn't win the championship and ends up in second, and that's not a given yet, nice consolation prize of $25,000.
Yeah, $25,000 for second place. That's what the winner paid in 2023 with the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series. So $25,000 for second place, not too shabby. But he's got a couple of drivers right behind him that are well within striking distance. I do believe second through fourth separated by less than 40 points right now in the standings. So going to be a lot of fun to watch him. Sam Seawright and Zach Mitchell all right there close together. Don't count out Joyner as well. Joseph Joyner sitting back there in position number 5 in the standings. So
he charged up to fourth last night and had a fuel pump issue and had to drop out. But, you got Sam Seawright in third, and he has 2 wins this year. And Zach Mitchell, for the last 4 or 5 races, he has been on a hot streak in that 57 car as he's chalked up 3 wins. And he leads the winners list so far this season. So, anything can happen in that battle for second. We'll do our best to keep you tabs on that, on how those guys are coming through as the night progresses. So we've got hot laps coming up, and then we'll have 2 groups of qualifying for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series late models. And that will determine the lineup for 4 heat races. It'll be 8 laps in length. They'll take the top 4. And they'll go on to the big show. Everybody else will have to qualify through one of 2 last chance qualifying races. Top 3 finishers in those races go on to the main event as we are set for hot laps and pulling out on the racetrack. Have the cars in group number 1 rolling out. There's the 15 car. That'll be Noah Phillips out of Sevierville, Tennessee, rolling out on the racetrack. 32 cars entered tonight. We've got a few drivers that are new to the weekend.
The Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens, making his return here tonight. Had some problems in the practice night on Thursday night. Was planning on racing both nights with us, but had some problems on Thursday night. Went back and got the car fixed, and he's back here tonight competing for that $20,000 to win. So watch out for Jimmy Owens in that 20 car here this evening.
Multi-time National Dirt Late Model champion out of Newport, Tennessee. One of the East Tennessee favorites. There's the 83 car out of Piney Flats, Tennessee. It says Johnson City, but he's really from Piney Flats, Tennessee. That'll be Jensen Ford in the TNT Race Cars house car, put together by his dad, Tony Ford, up in Piney Flats.
Dylan Hatchett in the 59 car, also out there on the racetrack. He'll come to us out of Cornersville, Tennessee, in number 59. And that's CFR number 59 entry.
There's the 29 car. Larry Grube out of Malden, South Carolina. 26 car. Glenn Powell out of Nixa, Missouri. I got to find out where that's at in Missouri. I never heard of that one. Nixa, Missouri. Nixa. We might have to Google that.
Nixa, Missouri. We'll have to pull that up on the Google Maps here in just a little bit. But nonetheless, Dirt Draft Hot Lap session at number 1 underway.
Will Dykes up in the flag stand, waves the green flag, and they are on the gas.
Also, be sure to hop on the Dirt Draft here tonight and get your picks in before qualifying and heat races later on this evening. Go to dirtdraft.com, draft your lineup in the super late models and the sprint cars as well. Here at the I-75 Raceway, you get $100,000 to start out with. Each driver costs a certain amount of money. Almost like a fantasy team, and team with the most points at the end of the night, which could be you.
Oh, we got trouble in turn 4. Got one around. Dillard Hatchett in the spin and rinse cycle in turn number 4 brings out the caution and the checkered flag. So Jimmy Owens at the top of the list, 14.870. Noah Phillips in the 15 car, second quick at 14.982. Hatchett, who got the spin there, 15.203. Jensen Ford, fourth quick at 15.304. And Glenn Powell, fifth fastest at 15.677.
That's one of the weird things about coming out first for hot laps, Roby, is you come out there, the fresh track, nobody's ran on it yet. You don't know what you're going to get. You're kind of the test dummy for the rest of these drivers out there here tonight. And there you see Dillard Hatchett learning the hard way in turn number 3 and 4 of what not to do, and turns it around, and he'll go back to the pit area. He'll come back out for qualifying later on this evening, and track will probably be not as slimy as it is right now in the opening hot lap session.
And second group rolling out on the speedway. Car number 2 for Stormy Scott out of La Cruces, New Mexico. Finished second last night. Had a good, strong run in that number 2 car, and he said that he thinks they're just a couple adjustments away from having a front-running car.
There's the driver third place in the points, Sam Seawright out of Fort Payne, Alabama. In car number 16, looking to improve here tonight. One of those drivers in contention for second in the points here tonight, trying to run for that $25,000.
There's your point leader going for the national championship, Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia. Big Sexy in that Wells Motorsports chassis as they come up to speed.
Three-time winner on the season. That'll be Zach Mitchell out of Benori, South Carolina. Colton Farms, number 57. He's won 2 of the last 4 races with Hunt Front Super Dirt Series. 1 win at Thunder Hill and 1 at the Talladega Short Track.
This group's starting to bring those times down as Dale McDowell out on the speedway, the 17M, the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer. He's at the top of the list right now, or he was at 14.245. Zach Mitchell brings it down a tick to 14.207.
Got the double box right now. Got Brandon Overton in the top of the screen. And his onboard camera as well.
That'll be a fun ride tonight.
Yeah, that'll be a lot of fun to watch here later on this evening. Brandon Overton, especially you get him in lap traffic like they were last night, battling with Corey Hedgecock. That onboard camera will be a lot of fun on the broadcast later on this evening.
Next group rolling out on the speedway. 18P, another new entry. Gray Parton out of Rutherfordton, North Carolina. So we hope that they have recovered from the hurricane that went through there a few weeks ago.
Vic the Thrill Hill out there on the speedway in car number 1. Longtime popular engine builder to Motion, Tennessee, rolling around in car number 1.
There's the 629 car, another new entry for Landon Gentry. He's out of Rossville, Georgia, just across the state line from Chattanooga, Tennessee.
The 157 car to Winfield, Tennessee. That'll be Mike Marler on the Messiah Valley Transportation 157 Longhorn chassis.
And there's your ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year point leader, Jackson Hayes, coming to us out of Ocala, Florida. He's just about got that title wrapped up tonight as he and Caden Mullinex were battling for the ATC Rookie of the Year Bolts title as green flag is out on flight number 3 for Group A in Hunt the Front qualifying. Or that's the way they'll qualify. So right now out for Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
Mike Marler fastest right now here in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session number 3 out there on the speedway. 14.383. Jackson Heights second. Quick as I say that. It'll be Gentry going up to second. Mikey Marler fastest in that group, 14.36 here in Hot Lap session number 3 in the Dirt Draft Hot Laps.
And once again, we want to invite everybody to sign up and play Fantasy Dirt Racing on Dirt Draft. Each Hunt the Front Series race has its own contest on Dirt Draft with merchandise rewards to the winners. And there's also a season-long championship for the person that does the best in our series contest all season long, and that comes to a close tonight here at I-75 Raceway. So the person with the most points at the end of the season will receive a huge merchandise pack and will be invited to the Tour's end-of-year banquet.
A couple of drivers out here on the speedway. That'll be Caden Mullinex out of Birmingham, Alabama. One of those drivers, another one of those drivers in contention for the ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year contention.
Car number 29H, that'll be Kristen Hanger out of Winchester, Tennessee. Christian is second-generation driver. His dad, Henry Hanger, a well-known modified racer throughout Middle and East Tennessee.
The 201 car will be Glenn Vanover of Herman, Tennessee. And the Vanover Concrete 201 entry.
There's the 5 car, John Tweed out of Greenville, Tennessee. Another new entry here on Saturday night for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series.
Joseph Joyner in car number 10 out of Milton, Florida. Had a top 5 run going on last night. Had some fuel pump issues late in that race. And had wound up with a DNF. Looking to do a little bit better here this evening. There you see Joyner's onboard camera.
That's an interesting view looking out that left side window. So he worked his way up through the field last night, so we're looking to see that shot right there, him going by cars as he hunts the front.
There you see Ashton Winger on your screen, the driver out of Hampton, Georgia, coming in tonight, second in the standings, trying to hang on to that. 78 points behind Brandon Overton in the championship standings. But like you said, all Brandon Overton has to do is complete a lap in qualifying, and he's got the championship wrapped up. So Winger is going to have $25,000 on his mind later on tonight if he can maintain second.
Second flight of cars rolling out on the speedway. Pit area located between turns 1 and 2 on the outside of the racetrack.
There you see Josh Henry out of Newport, Tennessee in the B00 entry.
Third generation racer. There's the number 1 car.
Well, he had a great run last night. Cade Loudy in the 126 car.
126. I missed the little 2 and the 6 there.
2 and the 6. That'll get you every time.
That 2 and 6, that's his grandfather's number.
Another new driver here tonight.
The Bully Dozer, Steve Bully.
Another new driver here tonight, Brandon Hardgrove out of Burnside, Kentucky in the H22 entry. Lake Cumberland Speedway H22 car.
There's the 79 car for Donald McIntosh out of Dawsonville, Georgia.
McIntosh had a 7th place run last night, pretty solid through the field. Spencer Hughes out of Meridian, Mississippi, the JCM Motorsports number 19M, rolling around the speedway as well.
Like 5 cars going to roll out in this group. Cade Loudy picking it up where he left off last night. Right now he's at the top of the chart at 14.226 seconds as Will Dykes brings out the checkered flag. Spencer Hughes second quick at 14.330. Donald McIntosh, the 79 car, third quick. He's at 14.444. And Josh Henry, fourth quick at 14.449. Fifth quick, Brandon Hargrove in the H22, 15.576.
Well, as you said, Cade Loudy picking up right where he left off last night. 9th to 4th run in the 50-lap main event last night. Quick time right there in Dirt Draft Hot Lap session at number 5. Looks like we'll have one more wave to hit the speedway. The C5 car out of Maryville, Tennessee. It'll be David Crabtree in the Allegheny Falls number C5 rolling around the speedway.
One of the local favorites here in East Tennessee, veteran late model racer. Car number 54, where are you? Tells you how old I am. Garrett Williams out of Kennesaw, Georgia in that 54 machine.
And the 14 JR out of St. Augustine, Florida, will be Trey Mills of the Mills Concrete number 14. Rolling around the speedway, Mills comes into tonight 7th in the On the Front Super Dirt Series point standings.
And there's the guy everybody's going to be watching tonight. Last night's winner. He owns this track. From a competitive standpoint, Corey Hedgecock from about 12 miles down the road in Loudon, Tennessee, picked up the big national win. He was the fast qualifier, won his heat race, swept the program last night. He's going to look to do it again tonight because he says he can get more speed out of that BMF chassis.
That is hard to believe because he was very fast last night. There you see the Canadian at Headingley, Manitoba, Canada. That'll be Ricky Weiss in car number 7, the Dryden number 7 entry. So once again, we're underway. Final group of hot laps for the Dirt Draft Hot Laps of the Hunt Front Super Dirt Series. And Corey Hedgecock picking up where he left off, already on the top of the leaderboard, 14,255.
Corey Hedgecock flirting with that 13-second bracket. Checkered flag coming out, so Corey Hedgecock at 14.155. I believe that's the quickest overall in Dirt Draft Hot Laps. So if you're picking your Dirt Draft team, that's one guy that you want to give serious consideration to. Corey Hedgecock, he's fast out of the box again here tonight. Ricky Weiss second quick in the 7 car, 14.397 seconds. Trey Mills in the 14 junior, third fastest at 14.453. David Crabtree fourth quick at 14.546. And fifth fastest, the 54, Garrett Williams at 16.109.
Well, Roby, let's keep up to speed. We'll transfer over from Hunt the Front Super Late models to USC's Outlaw Wing Sprint cars. Rolling out onto the speedway right now, 16 USC's Outlaw Thunder Tour 360 Sprint cars signed in on the evening. Going to have a pair of heat races in the division where passing points will be the name of the game. More drivers you pass in your heat races, the better your chance of starting towards the front in tonight's main event. There you see on your screen a couple of drivers in the 34 car all the way over on the outside. He'll come to us out of Tempe, Arizona. Kind of shocked the field last night. Led wire to wire and picked up his first USCS win right here at I-75 Raceway. That'll be Sterling Kling in car number 34.
See the 23 car down on the inside. That'll be Lance Moss out of Cherryville, North Carolina.
And Chris Martin in the 44 car of Ann Kinney, Iowa. That's C&D Elevator Construction number 44.
And if this is the first time that you have seen sprint cars, and I know we do have some people here that are seeing sprint cars for the first time, you're probably saying, well, Roby, why don't they just start up and roll out of the pit area with their engine going? Well, these cars do not have starters. They do not have transmissions. They do not have clutches. It's a direct drive hookup from the engine to the rear end assembly. They lock the car in gear, push it off in gear. They watch the dash when the oil pressure comes up. They hit the magneto switch on the dashboard. That brings the electronics to the engine, and they come to life. That's the way sprint cars have been since the invention of the automobile. That's how long these cars have been around. They just stripped down an old Model T chassis, had a single seat in it with a fuel tank behind the driver, engine in front of him. That's real simple, and that's the way it's been since day one. The body configurations have changed. They added wings to them back in the 60s, and that wing serves two purposes: to make the car go fast with the wheels down on the racetrack, and to slow it down when they get upside down on these short wheelbase cars that are pound for pound the most powerful short track racing cars in the world. They're powered by 360 cubic inch engines, fuel injected, burning methanol fuel. So these cars are very fast, weight per horsepower ratio. These cars weigh a little over 1,300 pounds with the driver. So a very compact and complete package. That wing also defies the laws of gravity. You would think when a car turns to the left real sharp, it's going to lean to the right. That wing actually pushes the car over. The air pushes it over to the left. So it's kind of a strange-looking thing to watch them go through the corners. But they can run these tracks, these small short tracks, without lifting off the throttle with that aerodynamic boost they get with those big wings up on top.
Yeah, it's absolutely unbelievable the speed that these drivers can pick up, especially at a track like this at I-75 Raceway, where you saw them right around the cushion last night, pretty much on the gas all the way around the speedway. And a couple more drivers out there on the racetrack. There you see in car number 10 over there at a turn number 3 and 4 right now. He'll be crowned a 16-time USCS National Championship here tonight. The 2022 member of the National Sprint Car Hall of Fame in car number 10, the Bartlett Bullet, Terry Gray, and the Wendy's number 10 machine rolling around here on the front straightaway. 71H entry had a 3-race winning streak come to an end last night here at the I-75 Raceway. He'd won the last 3 times he had entering an event here. It'll be Mad Max Stambaugh, the 71H entry at Lima, Ohio. Hannah Merritt, the 16 at Nesbitt, Mississippi, over the back straightaway. She'll wrap up the USCS Rookie of the Year award here tonight at Nesbitt, Mississippi, the K9 consultant, number 16. And Ruby, we got one more Hall of Famer in the field with us here tonight, but he's an asphalt Hall of Famer up at the Nashville Fairgrounds. Multi-time NASCAR Pro Late Model Series champion over there in Nashville Fairgrounds. It'll be Wade Buntry at number 48 in the Big Machine Spike Coolers, number 48 entry.
We got Hall of Famers everywhere.
Hall of Famers everywhere, even up here in the booth. Once again, Ruby, congratulations on that National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame induction just a couple of weeks ago. It was pretty awesome to hear about that.
Well, thank you. I'm looking forward to going to Florence Speedway to the National Dirt Late Model Hall of Fame on August the 9th for the formal induction ceremony. Going to be a big day.
The driver on the Speedway in the 61 car was not with us last night. Made the haul out at Mobile, Alabama. And number 61, that'll be Sean Wimpy out there on the Speedway.
And came on an open trailer with a pickup truck.
Open trailer and a pickup truck. Gotta love the classic style in the sprint car. Sean Wimpy out there in the 61s. Low budget team, but just down here having fun getting the job done.
So these sprint cars rolling about a second faster than the super late models, which is to be expected. As we said, pound for pound, these are the most powerful short track racing cars in the world. Very quick, very nimble.
And the hot lap session coming to a conclusion just like that. Lance Moss, the Cherville, North Carolina driver, on top of the leaderboards early on in the hot lap session. Should have one more wave to roll out onto the Speedway in just a moment. Once again, 16 drivers signed in here tonight. These drivers should hot lap in their heat racing order, so the first drivers you saw should be heat race number 1, and hot lap session number 2 should be heat race number 2 later on this evening.
So cars rolling out of the pit area, they'll be pushed to the back straightaway where the push vehicles will get them fired up. Got white car just coming out of the gate. That's car number 2, Ricky Peterson. And boy, did he have a run last night out of Rawson, Ohio, as he started 11th. And when it was all said and done, he got up on that outside cushion and ripped the lip up to a third-place finish. He put on a show, especially in those last 5 laps of the race.
I tell you what, Ruby, if that may have been a 30-lap feature, Ricky Peterson may have been a driver to watch to maybe have a shot at the win because he was coming through the field. He got up on the cushion and was just passing everybody on the outside. Nobody really saw him coming. Everybody was kind of rolling around the bottom of the Speedway. But Peterson, one of those drivers that found the cushion last night to his liking and was able to get up on the wheel and have himself a pretty good night, rolling up inside the top 5, inside the top 3, actually, as the night was said and done.
Car number 47, one of your neighbors south of Memphis there in Mississippi, from Bahia, Mississippi, Dale Howard in the 47 car. Always a threat to win any race he enters with the USCS.
Absolutely. Right behind him in the 24 car, out of Altoona, Iowa, in the DeBurr Concrete, number 24. That'll be another National Sprint Car Hall of Famer. That'll be T-Mac Terry McCarl in car number 24 with 300 wins in his career. Over 8-time Knoxville 410 track champion. He's won the Houston Speedway Track Championship multiple times as well. Knoxville 360 Nationals multi-time winner as well. How about the G5 last night? That'll be Gunnar Setzer, a young 15-year-old out of Columbus, Indiana. Started second last night, had a shot at the win, and unfortunately kind of looped it around a couple of times, had problems later in the race. But he was a threat to pick up that win early on in the main event last night, challenging Sterling Kling. Unfortunately, had some problems and could not figure out turning 3 and 4, had a couple of spin outs over there in turn number 3 and 4 midway through the race, which ultimately cost him. The 15-year-old, he'll try it again here tonight.
01 car will be Steve Irwin out of Fenton, Michigan. So a Michigan driver with us here tonight. Nope, that's not the Crocodile Hunter.
Not the Crocodile Hunter.
Different Steve Irwin.
The Ripley Rooster, Jeff Willingham out of Ripley, Mississippi, a longtime USCS follower in the Wilbanks Heating and Air Lake Hill Motors, number 28 car, currently second in the USCS National Point standings.
There's the Queen of the Wings, and she knows her way around I-75 Raceway. I believe she's got about 4 wins at this racetrack. That is Morgan Turpin Havener. A lot of you may remember her as Morgan Turpin. She got married. Now Morgan Turpin Havener out of Gallatin, Tennessee. The Queen of the Wings in Terry Gray's team car, the 10M.
Yeah, always a threat to win here. It's got multiple wins. Her last feature win coming in 2022. The USCS Outlaw Thunder Tour here in a visit. Unless getting ready to turn them loose, drop them loose. Hot lap session number 2. These drivers will give the tower the thumbs up or thumbs down. If their cars are up to temperature, they'll give them a heat check. And if they give the thumbs up, they'll turn them loose. If they give them the thumbs down, they wave them around another lap. But we're on the gas, so everybody's good to go. Green flag is out.
See drivers working multiple grooves around I-75 Raceway. You'll see this as Terry McCarl shoots underneath the 13X of Jake Brashear out of Denham Springs, Louisiana. We got drivers representing 8 different states here. Late models, I think it's like 9 different states in a province of Canada.
That's pretty amazing. And like you said, Jake Brashear out of Louisiana, Denham Springs, Louisiana, driver, former USCS Rookie of the Year himself. Morgan Turpin on top of the leaderboard, 13.29 around the speedway. Ricky Peterson second quick right now. Gunnar Setzer picking up where he left off, third quick around the speedway here in hot lap session number 2 as the checkered flag is coming out. Morgan Turpin quickest in hot lap session number 2. Ricky Peterson, Gunnar Setzer, Dale Howard, T-Mac, Terry McCall, your top 5 fastest in hot lap session number 2. And Roby, I do believe that it'll end the USCS Hot Lap session.
That's right, Tommy, and we're going to step aside for a few minutes as the street stocks will be coming out for their Hot Lap qualifying, and then the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series qualifying will be come out, brought to you by My Race Pass. So we'll have that for you in just a few minutes. And joining us now here in the broadcast booth, the third member of our team, up here in the tower, out of Huntsville, Alabama, Thomas Montgomery will bring us the street stock hot lap qualifying.
Thank you very much, Roby. Glad to be here at I-75 Raceway. Glad to see a full set of stands here at the racetrack as we got hot lap qualifying coming on for the street stock division. I'll be calling the local divisions tonight. And we got a lot of cars. We got 19, I believe, of the street stock class, 23 604 crates. Still got Enduros coming in. There's an Enduro race at the end of the night. We still got Enduros coming in, so they'll be coming in throughout the night. Any Enduro cars that hasn't been through tech need to do so immediately. Any Enduro cars that hasn't went through tech need to do so as we're going with hot lap qualifying. All right, all the cars on the racetrack taking the checker flag. Here in street stock hot lap qualifying. And your fastest car out of this group, number 23 of Greg Husky, 17-012-17012. Second, the M2 of Shannon Emery, 17-129-17129. Also on the missing the data on the third car, so the transponder isn't working or isn't typed in correctly. Tim Nolan, your fourth quick with a 17-283. Now that's the first group of 3 street stock cars coming out. Like I said, we got, I believe, 19 street stocks that have signed in. 23 604s. A lot of good 604s here tonight. Front wheel drive is also here tonight later on in the program and Enduro will end the program here tonight. Don't forget our concession stand. Go get yourself something to eat and something to drink. It is so great to be up here at Hunt the Front and USCS Sprint Car Night here at I-75 Raceway. As you see these cars coming on the racetrack. The 51, that's David Clark out of Tazewell. The 15, that is at Lamar Hughes. Lamar Hughes out of Graysville. The 88 car of Chris Chandler out of Weaverville, North Carolina. A number 10 car of Eric Hughes out of Saudi Daisy. The 88, the other 88 is Eli Keck out of Coreyton, Tennessee. And I believe that is the number 1 car. Actually, that's the number 8 car. Now I got the chance to see it. That is Brandon Francis out of Ringo, Georgia. These cars are what cars are on the track right now, hot lap qualifying. See how these cars do compared to Group 1, Lamar Hughes. Eric Hughes right now, fast time. He has just set the fast time. Only car so far under the 17-second bracket as we got a car spun out down at the bottom of turn 4. Don't forget they're selling 50-50 tickets down at the concession stand or around the concession stand down there. Make sure you go get some 50-50 tickets. Don't forget to go to the concession stand. We want to thank everybody that has came out here to I-75 Raceway. Big night here at this historic racetrack. Pits are filled up. Over 105 cars in the pit area right now. '51 car down there talking to a track official. That is David Clark out of Tazewell. I believe he come in on a fire truck hauler when he come through before the races, if I'm not mistaken. There's the number 10 car coming out of turn 4. That is Eric Hughes. Eric has a fast time so far. He's out of Saudi Daisy, Tennessee. 16.796, was his fast time. And Lamar Hughes' brother in the 15 car turned a 17.071. The 88 of Chris Chandler was 8th right now with a 17.377. As we're fixing to go back to green, hot lap qualified for our street stock division, Group 2 on the racetrack. As they are coming up to speed, it looks like they're going to get the white flag this time by. So one more lap of hot lap qualifying for Group number 2 with the street stock class. All right, so after group number 2, Eric Hughes, your quick qualifier so far. He bettered his first lap. 16.792 is his fastest. 16.792. Greg Husky still second. Eric Hughes, the only car in the 16-second bracket at this time. As we still have our top 4 right now, Eric Hughes, Greg Husky, Lamar Hughes, and Shannon Emery. Your top 4s. We got the next group coming off the hill. Next, we got the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series qualifying. So all those cars need to be coming up to staging, please. As we got cars coming out of turn 4. First off is the 20 car That is Johnny Hughes of the Hughes brothers. Number 2 is John Stevens out of Wallens, Kentucky. The 69 of Jesse Hickman out of Corryton, Tennessee. The 77 of Brandon Griswold out of Dunlap, Tennessee. Once again, there are 3 Hughes brothers here tonight in the street stock class. Pretty strong runners in that class wherever they go. And right now I'm trying to see what this number is. Number 19, also on the racetrack, that is Johnny Lay out of Maynardville. Roby, you on here with me?
Yeah, I just wanted to say, you're talking about the Hughes brothers. They got Hughes Farms in Graysville, Tennessee.
Oh, it's a big farm.
And, I'm one of the senior citizens now. And they come to the Senior Citizens Center in Etowah, Tennessee, and they bring produce in there that they hand out to senior citizens. So we eat a lot of Hughes Farms produce.
I've ate some Hughes Farms strawberries, so I know how good it is. They used to bring it at Tennessee Motor Speedway back when it was open. Very good.
I just wanted to give them a little shout out there. Let them know
that's
we
good.
Appreciate them.
Yeah, we do.
They do for the senior citizens. We need all the help we can get.
Great family, a great family. I do know that.
Super late model's going to be coming up next. They'll be having the My Race Pass qualifying as we'll start setting the starting lineups for our 4 heat races coming up. And those 4 heat races will start filling the feature race field tonight. 50 laps, $20,000 to win. We'll also have the Jericho Transmissions redraws. The winner of each heat race will draw into that magic black bag where there's 1, a 2, a 3, and a 4 in there. And that will determine where our heat race winners will start the main event.
Roby, there's a lot of good cars here tonight. Should be great qualifying. If those guys race like they did last night for $10,000, imagine what they're going to do tonight for double that.
I'm telling you, these guys, it doesn't matter if you raced for 1,000, those guys would stand on the gas and put on a show.
And you definitely got some drivers that'll stand on the gas here tonight. As we got hot lap qualifying going for our street stock division. 51 car still out there. That's David Clark. Thank you, Roby. Again, there are only one car in the 16-second bracket. That's Eric Hughes with a 16.792. 16792. See if anybody else can get in that round. David Clark just turned a 16.820. 16820. Johnny Hughes with a 16.840. 16840. As you see the white flag coming out, don't forget Super Late Model qualifying is coming up next. Super Late Model qualifying is coming up next. So we got the white flag. Oh, we got a car spinning up in turn 4. That is the 77 of Brandon Griswold. All right, so right now your top 5 looks like this. Eric Hughes, your fast time. David Clark, second in the 51. Johnny Hughes in the 23rd. Greg Husky in the 23, fourth. Lamar Hughes in the 15 is 5th. So Hugheses are all up there and being represented really well by those race teams. Great crowd on hand here at I-75 Raceway here in Niota, Tennessee, in the Sweetwater Valley here in southeastern Tennessee.
Hey, we got a good crowd rolling in. They're going to have to start getting in friendly mode here shortly, I think.
I hope everybody wore their deodorant.
Everybody going to kind of squish together a little bit and make some room for other people coming in. So not quite there yet, but we're close.
Getting close. It's a good crowd out here tonight.
If you see somebody that's kind of looking up in the stands for a seat and you got some room next to you, just wave at them and point down where you're at that you got some seating room for them.
Well, there's an open spot right here in turn 4, big old open spot. That's where I like to sit. You see the cars getting on the accelerator coming out of 4. So anybody wants to get a good seat right there, it is open.
Tier parking also filling up pretty well back there. Good to have all you folks with us there on the back straightaway. They're up to about the 5th tier up there now, Thomas.
I see them up there. It's getting crowded up there. As we're back to Hot Lap qualifying with the street stocks. Again, Super Late Model qualifying is next. Super Late Model qualifying is next. All right, in Hot Lap qualifying for our Street Stock division, Eric Hughes sets fast time. David Clark second. Johnny Hughes in the 23rd. 23 of Greg Husky. 15 of Lamar Hughes. The M2 of Shannon Emery. The 1 of Cody Satterfield. The 3W of Scott Smith. The 20X of Tim Nolan. And the 88 of Chris Chandler. Hey, that's your top 10 in Hot Lap qualifying. I'm going to turn it over to Roby Helm and Tommy Rowe Jr.
Thank you, Thomas Montgomery. Hey, when the Hunt the Front Series feature's over and the Sprint Car feature's over, don't go anywhere. You want to stick around for this Street Stock feature, folks. It's going to be good. It's going to be competitive. I promise you. Those of you watching on huntthefront.tv on our live look-in, we want to remind you to get signed up for huntthefront.tv, and you won't miss any of the action tonight once you get signed in and ready to go. So be sure to do that. You can go to huntthefront.tv and fill out all the information, and you will be with us all night long, right through the Enduro race coming up at the end of the program tonight. So the drivers have drawn for their spots in the qualifying line. We'll have 2 groups of 16 cars apiece. Have Group A and Group B, the fastest time overall. That will be our Quick Qualifier Award winners, brought to you by My Race Pass. If you do not have My Race Pass, you need to get it for your electronic device, because that is the best way to keep up with the action here tonight, not only at I-75 Raceway, but at hundreds of racetracks across the country and around the world. It will give you lineups, results, and live timing and scoring for all the events here tonight. So if you miss us calling out your favorite driver over the PA system, you can check it out on My Race Pass. That's what we use up here in the booth. We couldn't do it without them. So we appreciate it. My Race Pass bringing you My Race Pass qualifying coming up next for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series.
Tell you what, Roby, 32 drivers, and how about this first group right here, getting ready to roll out onto the speedway up first, and see the cars are rolling, getting ready to make their way out onto the speedway. And in Newport, Tennessee, it'll be the Newport Nightmare, Jimmy Owens, in car number 20, multi-time National Dirt Late Model champion, getting ready to roll out onto the speedway.
We missed Jimmy last night, had some trouble in the Thursday night hot lap session that we had. Took the car back to the shop in Newport, got it fixed up, and he looked pretty good in Dirt Draft Hot Laps earlier this evening. As he rolls out of the chute, we'll do them 2 at a time. He'll be followed out by the 15 car, Noah Phillips out of Sevierville, Tennessee. Oh, we're going to go 3-car qualifying tonight. They brought that 3rd car out. That'll be Jensen Ford out of Johnson City, Tennessee in the 83, the TNT Race Cars house car. As Will Dykes throws the green flag, and we are underway with My Race Pass qualifying. 2 laps on the clock. Best lap of the 2 counts as their official time.
And the white flag already being shown for the Newport Nightmare. Jimmy Owens, his first lap time, 14.544. Phillips to go 14.989. And Ford to go second quick, 14.709. Second lap time coming up for Owens. They'll go quicker, 14.311. Phillips go quicker, 14.584. And Ford will hang on to his first lap, 14.709 on lap number 1. Right.
So Jimmy Owens puts up the mark to shoot for 14.311. Next trio of cars scheduled to roll out. Larry Grube out of Malden, South Carolina in car number 29 rolling out of the chute. He'll be followed by the 59, a Dillard Hatchett, Middle Tennessee favorite out of Connorsville, Tennessee. And from Niota, Missouri, I forgot to look that up on Google to see where Niota, Missouri is. That's where Glenn Powell lives, driver of car number 26.
Well, there was curveball tonight, 3-car qualifying. There you see you got your 3 screens up to watch all these drivers at the same time to see how they're rolling around the speedway. As the 29th group already on the gas, getting ready to come around to take the white flag. First lap time for Grube will be 15.446, good enough for 4th quick right now. Hatchett having some problems, slow out of turn number 4, waving his hand in the air. And the caution will come out here in qualifying.
So Hatchett off the pace, going to be rolling up the ramp in turn number 1, headed back to the pit area. I like the 3-car box on there. I'm telling you, our crew down there in the trailer does a jam-up job. They make us look real good, and I'm telling you, you won't miss any of the action with the crew we got here. They're on top of everything. And if you sign up for huntthefront.tv, you can also get that on your electronic devices by downloading the app. And you can have it right there as you sit in the stands, and you can watch that 3-box thing. You can watch all 3 cars at the same time. You can also take advantage of the replays that we have during the course of the evening. If you miss something that happened on the racetrack, chances are pretty good they'll have it on the replay.
Yeah, that three-box qualifying is pretty nifty on the screen right now. As green flag is back, and these drivers get a couple more laps here in their qualifying session.
So Hatchett did record a time of 17.931 on his first lap.
White flag being displayed for Groove. He'll go 5th quick, 15.446. And the 26 of Glenn Powell, 15.237. Second lap time coming up for Powell. 14.908, good enough for 5th quick right now. And Groove will slow down on lap number 2, 14.898 he'll take.
So the cars will roll back around the speedway. Normally we would stack them up in the infield. Had a pretty good rain shower here Thursday night and Friday into early Friday afternoon, and it's still a little mushy down there in the infield, a little swampy. So we're bringing them around to take advantage of going back in the pit area. Coming out next, we'll have Stormy Scott out of La Cruces, New Mexico in the 2S. Finished second last night. Zach Mitchell currently 4th at the points with 3 wins on the season out of Honorary, South Carolina in the 57. And the point leader, Big Sexy Brandon Overton out of Evans, Georgia in the 76, trying to wrap up the title tonight.
Stormy Scott goes to the top of the leaderboard, 14.210. Zach Mitchell 3rd quick. Brandon Overton goes to 2nd quick with 14.269.
Ching ching.
Scott Hill hold on to lap number 1, 14.210. Mitchell will go to 3rd quick with a 14.289, and Overton will remain 2nd quick with his first lap of a 14.269. So,
and the reason I went cha-ching when Brandon Overton finished that first lap of qualifying, he is now the 2024 Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series National Champion.
A little bit of weight off his shoulders for the rest of the night. But how about that group right there we just saw? They went 1, 2, and 3 on top of the leaderboards right now as our next wave out there on the speedway.
Car number 16 will be Sam Seawright out of Fort Payne, Alabama, currently 3rd in the points with 2 wins on the season. 17M for Dale McDowell, the Mac Daddy out of Chickamauga, Georgia. He is a National Dirt Late Model Hall of Famer, and in the 388 trying to wrap up the ATC Bolts Rookie of the Year title this year out of Ocala, Florida, Jackson Hayes.
Dale McDowell goes to the top of the leaderboard, 14.167. Sam Seawright, 3rd quick with 14.250. Jackson Hayes right now, currently 11th quick. Second lap time for McDowell, quicker, 14.070 on top of the leaderboard. Seawright, second lap time, 14.246, and Jackson Heiss will go to 9th quick with a 14.860.
So Dale McDowell with a new mark to shoot for, 14.070. As we get set for 3 more drivers to roll out on the speedway. I don't know if they'll go 2 and 2 or they'll go 3 and 1. We'll wait and see. 18P will be Gray Parton out of Rutherford, North Carolina. Car number 1, Victor Thrill Hill out of Motion, Tennessee. The 157 for Mikey Marlar out of Winfield, Tennessee. Looks like we're going to go 2 and 2.
Gray Parton in the 18 coming around to the white flag lap. His first lap time will be 12th quick with a 15:136. Nick Hill going to go to 7th quick with a 14:362 on his opening lap. Second lap time coming up for Parton. He'll remain 13th quick, 14:992. Second lap time for Hill. He'll keep his first one with a 14:362. So time to beat right now, Dale McDowell in the 14:07. We got our final 2 drivers getting ready to roll out onto the racetrack.
157 will be Mike Marlar out of Winfield, Tennessee. Always a threat for fast time, always a threat to win any race he's in. And in the 229 car, a new entry for tonight. Out of Rossville, Georgia, to be Landon Gentry. Those will be your final 2 qualifiers for Group A of My Race Pass qualifying for the Hunt the Front Super Dirt Series.
Green flag is out. We are on the gas. Final 2 drivers of Group A will have